My first question for you in this insanely chaotic week is, how are you?
I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. A lot of long nights and a lot of good work, but I'm very, very tired. It's been a lot.
How will this work moving forward? I mean, with Rivas, will you attend caucus meetings? Will you ask for a chairmanship of a committee? I mean, how will this work moving forward?
No, I mean, I'm not going to ask for a chair of a committee. I'm the chair of the Committee on Joint Arts, which is cool. It's fun. It's kind of, I have a lot of ideas about what I want to do there. In terms of attending caucus, no. I've been here with two Speaker Emeritus's. Neither of them attended caucus.
Do you just not want to get in the way?
Yeah, I certainly don't want to get in the way. It's also sort of not who I am. I spoke at my high school graduation the other day, and it was actually the first time I'd been on campus since I graduated, right? I'm not the type of person who goes back and kind of, I'm not nostalgic, and I'm good at sort of closing doors. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, I have a lot of work to do as an assembly member. That'll keep me busy.
You have been an unconventional speaker, giving power to others, and I know you mentioned maybe that you should have been maybe not as quick to forgive or redeem.
Right.
And I wonder do you think not having done so led you to this point, or anything else you want to expand on that?
I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I think, often you call people in and you say, hey, what's up? What's going on? And it's often like, oh, it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't this, it was that. I think that happens a lot in life, but it happens a lot here in the building as well. And I think, I probably could have been a little bit more discerning or definitive at certain instances. But, that being said, is what it is, and we are where we are.
What, if there's any one moment or piece of legislation that you are most proud of in your time as Speaker, what would you say it is?
I think it's the stuff around the LA River. What we did around climate change was huge, and the timing was huge too.
Any other pieces of advice for Assemblyman Rivas going into his speakership?
There comes a point, a saturation point, where you need to sort of like, every great writer, every great novelist always says, that they have to step away and do something else and let their sort of subconscious take over, right? You have to step away and do something else, and never give up the things that you care about that have nothing to do with politics. That's really important.
For you, that's been books and art, is that?
Books, art, my family, my wife, my daughter.
Is there a literary character right now, kind of in this moment, that you connect to the most, that you can think of? I mean, it could be any book, not necessarily something you've recently read.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the sort of like the Charles Bukowski characters from his books, like, Post Office, Hollywood, Women, Ham and Rye. All of his characters are people who, like, get beat up a lot, but keep on going.
Rendon also says the next political office he's seeking is state treasurer. The election for that position is years away, 2026.